All right, everyone, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right, I want to start off by saying thanks, guys. The channel is growing. Please continue to share the content, subscribe. Don't forget about those likes and those comments. All right. Now, today's video will be about the pistol brace rule. All right, and one part of it that is hidden. All right, so a lot of it is hidden. It's 293 something pages. All right, but here is something that almost got by us like Tyreek Hill in overtime. All right. So stay tuned for that. But let's get into it. We're going to do a quick recap, all right, of what will make your pistol an SBR. Okay. So obviously, this is for pistols that's less than 16 inches. All right. Now, if it's intended or can be fired from the shoulder, it's an SBR based on this new rule. All right. All of these that I'm going to read are. Now, this one is kind of tricky. If it fires a single round per trigger pull, right? It's an SBR. That means almost everything will be an SBR. All right. And we'll get into the single and multiple round stuff down here in a minute. All right. But if it has a buffer tube and can be fired from the shoulder. So I know a lot of people might say, well, hey, what if I just take the brace off and run it with a buffer tube? If it has surface area and it can be fired from the shoulder, SBR. All right. Has weight or length similar to other similarly designed rifles. So even though you may have it in pistol form, if the weight or length is similar to other similarly designed rifles, they can still deem your pistol an SBR. It has a rearward accessory or attachment that allows shoulder fire. SBR. A scope or sight with eye relief that requires shoulder fire, meaning you have to put it on your shoulder in order to look through the scope or the accessory or the attachment or the sight. All right, so red dot, MOA, SBR. Any rear attachment and or buffer tube with surface area to be shoulder fire that would allow you to shoulder fire the gun. All right, SBR. Any direct or indirect marketing and promotional materials that will insinuate or show the gun being shoulder fired. SBR. So you can have it set up as a pistol and all the things mentioned above and think that, hey, no, I'm good. I'm a pistol, But if the marketing, whether directly or indirectly, and it is marketed and promoted from being fired from the shoulder, automatic SBR. All right. If the general community uses the weapon as a shoulder fired weapon, so let's say at like shooting events or competitions, and the particular pistol that you have is normally or generally used by the community as a shoulder fired weapon, SBR. So you guys see where I'm going with this, right? And you might say, hey, like I said, what if I just run it with a buffer tube, with no brace? I found the loophole, right? I got the keys. I'm no longer a felon. Wrong. SBR. Okay. All right. Now, under their definition of a rifle, it says that it has to have a rifled bore, right? And a barrel greater than 16 inches. All right. And it was made or redesigned. Okay. And it fires one shot per trigger pull. Okay. And it was made or redesigned to be fired from the shoulder. Then that's a rifle. So if you're less than 16 inches and you got it set up and you're thinking it's a pistol under this new rule with that brace on there, okay, even though you're less than 16 inches, you may say, well, what if I got a binary trigger? I can press the trigger once and it'll fire 2 rounds. Still, SBR. Okay, because the rate of fire will not determine the overall ruling. All right, so that's out of the question. So pretty much, if you got a water gun, that's an SBR. You got a rolled up newspaper, that's an SBR. If you got a burrito, that's an SBR. All right, you got a plunger, that's an SBR. You got a violin laying around, it's an SBR. All right, now you guys get where I'm going. Everything under these rules can be said that it's an SBR because the bar is set so high, right? You can be okay in one of the boxes, and then they can come back and say, "Oh, it was marketed indirectly or directly and promoted mostly as a shoulder-fire weapon." That'll automatically make you an SBR, even if all the other boxes were checked. So things of that nature. All right, so I don't know. It's set kind of high, right? Now, here's the tricky part. Here's where I at least thought that we would be in the clear if we had a weapon, right, that had rifle bore. Okay, it has a barrel less than 16 inches. Okay, and all of those other things, right? That would make it considerably a pistol under the old rule, right? Now, if we had something like that, and under this new rule, let's say we bought one and it was marketed or directly or indirectly and promoted as a pistol. Okay, what about that? What about the general gun community uses it as a pistol? All right, what platform would that be? Right? Almost none. Okay, almost none. Because everything out of those things that I just read, you can point to one of them and say that under this new rule, it breaks this guideline. So that'll make it an SBR. All right, let's take it a step further. Let's say you bought an imported pistol. Okay. At some point, whether it was the manufacturer or the shop you bought it from or somebody before you actually bought it. So before it arrived to you, at some point, a stabilizing brace was put on. All right. And it was sold to you as a pistol. Okay. An imported weapon. Guess what? You got contraband. It violates 922R. You're in violation of 922R. Okay. Under this new rule. And basically, even though you bought the pistol already set up as a pistol, okay? So we're talking about Dracos, Century Arms, HK SP5s, okay? Your Arsenal pistols, imported AKs, Zenith. They make an MP5 clone as well as the Century Arms MP5 clone, right? You're thinking that you're in the clear. Hey, I bought it. It was already set up as a pistol. Nope. That is an SBR. And if you have an import, okay, meaning it's foreign, it's not manufactured in the United States. The only way you can be in compliance is you would have to surrender it to the ATF, okay, or destroy it, or just hold on to it and be a felon, all right, and be in violation. But those are the options. If you have an import that was sold to you as a pistol, they will not let you change the brace or change the barrel or do anything to bring it into compliance. Automatic, you have to either destroy it or turn it into the ATF. All right. Now, that is the biggest and the main point of this video. All right. Because I thought, hey, well, what if you bought it like that and, it came from another country? we should be good to go. It'll be grandfathered in. Wrong. Will not be grandfathered in. All right. It violates 922R. So I wanted to share that with you guys and ladies out there because a lot of people under the old rule, presume that, hey, man, we're in compliance. So you got some people out there on 10, 20, 30 of these type of weapons. And now all of them are going to be contraband. You're going to have to, either surrender it or destroy it, for those imported pistols. And that's pretty sad. But as it stands, that's how it looks like it's going. It looks like they're fighting to actually publish this in the Federal Registry. And once it's published in the Federal Registry, then you have 120 days to get a compliance, all right, without paying the tax stamp. All right. Now, after the 120 days, then they're going to charge you the $200 tax stamp fee. All right. So that's where we are, guys and gals. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. So with that new information from the imports, the imported pistols, they're not going to cut you any slack. They're not going to grandfather you in. Now, if it's one of these companies and it was manufactured, they have manufacturing plants here in the United States of America, then you just look on your gun and see, or Google it, do a quick Google search, or basically look on your gun. And if it was manufactured in the U.S., even though it may have been one of those companies that I mentioned, then if it was manufactured in the United States of America, then you're good. All right, because some of these companies, they did set up shop in the United States just to be able to make that particular pistol and sell it. All right. Now, let's say you fall under that category where you bought it with a pistol brace. All right. And you bought it as a pistol. Somebody put a brace on it before it got to you. And the manufacturer is in the United States of America, or it was manufactured in the United States of America. Right. Do you still have to check with the ATF? Do you still have to submit it to them so they can review the gun? Yes, you do. Okay. Do you have to go through all of these things to see if they will classify your firearm as an SBR? Yes, you do. All right. So as you can see, everything points back to it has to go through the ATF. All roads lead through the ATF. All right. All roads lead through the ATF. So if you think you're in the clear, even if you got a pistol that was, or something that was manufactured and made, and the manufacturer is here and the company is here in the United States of America, and you think that you're going to be in compliance, guess what? They still have to look at that firearm and deem it necessary, whether it's a pistol or an SBR. And if it falls under any one of the things that I mentioned in this video, they can actually deem it to be an SBR. All right. So the bar is set pretty high, guys. Because if you look at the definitions, even from the first ATF rule video that I read out and the things that I read over in this video, they can point to any one of those and say that you have an SBR. All right. All right, guys. Well, thanks for stopping in. See you on the next one.